What's happening, y'all? It's me again, and I'm with a video. Look at that, give out this goofy smile. So today I'm gonna try to make this quick, I guess. I'm talking about my reading of Gaslight by Femi Kayode. This is the second book in his Philip Towell series. Philip Towell is a Nigerian professor of it's not criminology, but I think that's the closest way we can put it. Criminology, psychology, criminology. That's the closest we can put it. But he's a professor. He teaches at a university in Lagos, and he's oftentimes tapped on the shoulder to help solve these crimes within Nigeria or Lagos. In this book, Gaslight, he is actually tapped on the shoulder by his sister Kenny, who is a part of this huge mega church. And what she asks him to do is to investigate this crime involving the first lady of the church, who has disappeared underneath mysterious circumstances. Now, when investigators went into the home, it looks or appears as if she was drug out. You know, there's a trail of blood, but nobody can find the body. And subsequently, on top of that, the pastor or bishop of the church, he is, of course, is accused of her murder, accused of her kidnapping, and is also placed in jail. So Professor Towell's sister Kenny wants him to find the missing wife and clear the professor's name, clear the bishop's name, because this is the mega church that she belongs to, you know. And that's where, of course, the book launches off. And let me tell you, Gaslight was amazing. I loved Gaslight. I can just clearly say without a shadow of a doubt that I love the voice of Philip Towell. I love his voice because, and it is in the first person, but I love his voice because there are seldom few writers who, when I read their characters and read their voices, I feel a sense of trust in where the character is going, a sense of trust in what the character believes in, and a sense of trust in the choices that the character will make. Sort of like, I think that our values kind of are on par with one another, and that is one of the things that I get out of reading about Philip Towell's book, because I love that professionalism that he gives in analyzing cases as a professor. Who really believes in his craft, believes in his study, and can see or pinpoint some of the nuance that he receives when he's interviewing suspects. I love also that his value system is similar to my own in terms of, ooh, this could get deep right here. Ooh. We'll probably put that on the side, but let's just say that he and I share some of the same value system. We'll just say we'll leave that aside. But I also like the fact that he is expressed as a very positive role model and figure for his children. A lot of what took place in Gaslight was kind of a little reflection of Philip Towell's personal life in conjunction with that of the missing wife of the pastor. You know, where did her family go wrong with her, as opposed to in the present moment how Philip Towell can address an issue that he has with his own eldest daughter, who is going through some bullying situation in school. So there's that reflection there. But anyway, I love Gaslight. I really don't have a lot to say about it other than I love, like I said, the character of Philip Towell. I love the pacing of the book. One of the things that is extraordinarily great about this book, which I found similar to my reading of Light Seekers, is that there is always, with a really good mystery, and this is an example of it, there's always this overarching question of where exactly are all of the clues going to lead us to. Because while I do have ideas as a reader of where we're going to, I also have a bit of trust that the author is going to show me something completely different that I did not expect, and that did occur here. And I love that because it keeps me gripping the book as I read along. Because on top of that, like I said, when we look at pace, the author has a great way of kind of moving us a certain amount of ways through the book, and then switching up with these new ideas to explore. Like, you know, we're going forward, but at one point we're examining what exactly occurred in this missing wife's past. you know. Then we're moving forward again, and we find out, okay, this is what really happened. This is what happened to her. This is where she comes back on stage. But these are the variables that surrounds her reappearance or her reemergence, and then we got to go and recalibrate and readjust all of our hypotheses. I'm doing too much, but then that's what I'm saying about the pace. Then we're going to this with that information. We go into the next portion, and then that's when we get something new until we get to the end, and of course the full unfolding and undressing of the situation comes about. Love it. I love it, and I love it because I can follow it. I can follow what he is doing. That's what I love. And a lot of times with mysteries, sometimes you just can't. And with the Philip Towle book and with Gaslight, I could follow. And what was equally sweet on that is that there were these, I guess you could say epistles, but maybe like frame narratives. But epistles maybe the best way to look at it, because I can't recall when they ever actually obtain the wife's journal. But there are these moments where we do look into like the wife's journal itself, and as she reflects on some of the things that happened within her childhood and how she ended up being married to the bishop and what he did to her, although we don't get the full overview, but mostly like what he did to her mentally and subsequently on forward. So I love that. It was very good icing on the cake to actually have moments in which we were looking into the psychology of the victim herself, regardless of whatever her circumstances was. So that was freaking amazing. Y'all know I love me a good mystery where the author can take us back in time into the viewpoint of the victim. I love when a good mystery can do that. Now they all can't do that, but I love when some of them can, and this was a good example of that without giving away too much, or without throwing in too many clues. But Gaslight was amazing. It not only did it have all those things that I just mentioned in this video going for it, but I love the cultural tone of it. As we're in Nigeria, we're in Lagos, and a few other places in African villages that are presented within the story. So I love that difference. I love that difference as someone who reads a lot of majority American based mysteries. I love that difference. You know, it has its cultural references as it goes along. There's a lot of conversation here also when it comes to topics like even colorism. Some of that conversation is also presented within the book, as I said, about Philip Towle's eldest daughter, or his only daughter actually, receiving some bullying in school. So a lot of that is there, especially I think one of the core brightest things that are there is when the story looks into the subject of religion and the manipulation behind some religious establishments, and when it comes to pastors and such forth. But there's also, what I love the author did was he balanced that with some of the true authentic forces within such establishments who are there for the right reasons. So anyway, I love Gaslight. I hope and I'm praying that there's a third book in the series coming out, because I was really surprised by this one, because it's been 2 years since the first book, but I was really surprised. And this is an author who I am like dedicated to reading. Like it's clear I've loved both of his books going forward at this point. And it really all boils down to how much I love the voice of Philip Towle. Okay, and that is it. So I'm done. If you ever want to read Light Seekers, which is up here, but I ain't gonna pull it down now. Yeah, there it is. To start, now's a good time to catch up because it's only 2 books. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go. Bye.